Alright, so I guess it's back to the Adder's Nest then. I've returned. Yue, it does my spirit well to see you returned. Word arrived but moments ago from the team at the Nine Ivies. Lest you worry, the 2 engineers are safely on their way. The lieutenant informs me that you were instrumental in the mission's success. Had you not found the engineer Biggs when you did, and helped us to root the Garleans, things might have been very different. And all of this before you were even inducted into the Order. You are well on your way to carving out a fine career for yourself beneath the Twin Adder standard. But without further ado, let us see to your induction. 12 willing, there will be no further interruptions. Alright, let's go. Protocol requires that I apprise you of who we are and what we do, after which I will invite you to swear an oath of your own free will. Hey there! Hi, Kaya! The Order of the Twin Adder is the Grand Company of Gridania. It brings together the martial, economic, and technological resources of our nation that we might stand strong in times of direst adversity, when our very survival hangs in the balance. Our order was formed in the days before the calamity, in readiness to fight the Garlean Empire, and to combat beast tribes and the primals. Needless to say, our struggles continue to this day. Elder Seedseer Kana Senna is the supreme commander of our forces. Under her wise leadership, we protect the people of Gridania and the sanctity of the Twelveswood. As the intertwined serpents that grace our standard, let Forestborn strive as one with friends from afar to ensure that the peace shall ever reign in Gridania. In so doing, we honor the will of the elementals, and their will is the will of the wood. Now then, Yue Heika, I ask you to give unto us your oath of allegiance in whatever fashion you see fit. Well, in that case, let's see. The woods will be done. I shall strike down our enemies and drink their blood. Nope, that's not very mean. My life for the Elder Seedseer. Not for me either. And violence is not my thing, so woods will be done. So you know the words of our grand company. That is well. Bound by this common belief, let us strive to preserve all that is good in this great nation. By the power vested in me, I assign you the rank of the Strippin Private 3rd Class. You are now a man of the Order of the Twin Adder. Go forth, Private Heika, and do that which will bring peace to the Twelveswood and honor to our name. You bet. Aw, look at them clapping. Can you hear me, Yue? This is Minfilia. An officer of the Order of the Twin Adder contacted me with your news of enlistment. My congratulations, Private Heika. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask you to pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you are now a Serpent of Gridania, you are no less a Scion. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. The distant call of friends in need, perhaps? As you were needed elsewhere, I shall not keep you waiting any longer. I would, however, suggest speaking with the High Serpent Commander, Vorsel, Hulaw, before you depart. He may provide you with assistance on the journey ahead. So that guy off in the distance, gotcha. I don't need to do that, so I'm good to go. Off to Horizon. We'll just fly there real quick. That's not it. Or is it? Yeah, sure is. I'm lying. I saw those fires at the top and I didn't think that was it. Alright, in we go. Oh, hey, Papalima. Following the calamity, each nation's armed forces underwent large-scale restructuring centered upon its grand company. In Gridania, the Order of Twin Adder absorbed both the Wood Whalers and the God's Clover, while the Lemenscians enacted a complete merger of the Maelstrom and the Knights of the Barracuda. Old Oz, the odd nation out, having no notable changes in its armed forces, as before, and in the spirit of the Sultanate, each entity remains a certain degree of independence. Huh. Let me see if I have it right. You're an adventurer, who's a scion, and a serpent? Golly, how do you keep track of everything? It must be fun pairing up with lots of different people, though. Me? I'm always with Papalimo. Come to think of it, why am I always with Papalimo? That's a good question for you to ponder for yourself. Welcome back, UA. Lady Minfilia awaits you within. Alright, let's go in then. Welcome back. It seems you wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officers called me to regale me with a tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We Scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, UA. Now, when we last spoke, I said that I wanted you to meet some friends. Did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you have already met. Cesario, please show them in. This way, sirs. It's Biggs and Wedge. Thanks again for getting us out of this mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm... Oh, his name is Wedge. Wedge, at your service. I'm pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Magitek-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Scions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this, we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we requested the assistance of Garland's Ironworks, who so very kindly sent us two of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Scions, I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea, and I count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you all and fight for the future of the realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness. Now that I met them, what's next?
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained, until such time as we know. It would be...
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry
Did not mean
of
to
not
skip
knowing
that.
what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the Sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us?
Of course.
I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfulia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
Well, we'll leave that babe to stay behind then, and we'll go with Papalimo and Ida. So I guess from here we're going to the Adder's Nest again. So off to New Gridania. Alrighty. We know far too little of the Sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call upon the Scions once more if we are to... beg pardons. 'Tis a terrible habit of mine to think aloud. But tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? We're here to help? Well, if it isn't Captain Heika, reporting for duty. That's the zeal I'd like to see from an enterprising young serpent. Good evening, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings it here today. Ida and Papalimo. Always a pleasure to see you two. My men tell me you quest in the name of the Scions of late. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the Twin Adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the Sylphs, that curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the 12th Woods home. The Sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the Elder Seedseer, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The Twin Adder is of the same mind, and 'tis precisely for this reason that the Sylphs' relation to the primal Ramu has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be a sliver of a chance of the summoning of the primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sylphic tribes, it is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better to be safe than sorry, indeed. Do we strike at Ramu, or leave the Sylphs to their own ways? That is the question. Yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to listen to only one's own will is among the greatest mistake a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaison. That is where you Scions come in. The Sylphs of Little Solus remain untempered, and have held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic traditions and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-cultural faux pas get in the way of productive parley. En route to Little Solus, you will come across Hawthorne Hut. Our officer stationed there can enlighten you as to how to win the Sylphs' favor. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly palaver with the Sylphs. This should be a pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorne Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly palaver, indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Papalimo. One could only hope. So off to the West Shore Pier. We can just head to the Lancers Guild, and that should take us right there. Here we go. Aye, the ferry docked at the base of the hill will carry you across the lake to the East Shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east, and you should find the Hawthorne Hut without much trouble. Bet. Yay, a new follower! Thanks for the follow! Let's see... Passage to Sweet Bloom Pier. I happen to be heading across to the lake to Sweet Bloom Pier in the East Shroud. Alright, let's go. I guess from here we're going to the Hawthorne Hut. Just mount on up and head that way. Let's see, our little friend should be nearby. Up should be in the actual hut. There he is. Indeed. I am Emmeline of the Twin Adder. I understand you're here to learn of the Sylphs, yes? For all their whimsy, they're a wary lot. particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they will be as friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all, no? Would you know more? You'd do well to speak with the master of this hut, Rolf. He's forgotten more about the Sylphs than I'll ever know. Huh. What say you, Rolf? Come to learn a thing or two about the Sylphs, have you? I'll tell you one thing, they're peculiar folk. How peculiar, you ask? Well, just let me tell you. They're, beg pardon, friend, my memory's just not what it used to be. I've seen much and more in my adventuring days, and it's all a clutter in my noggin now. Though, I've shared my stories with those around the hut before. You might have more luck with them. Alright, so I guess we'll talk to you. Sylphs? Yes. Father's told me his stories plenty of times. What I've always found most captivating is how their concept of etiquette is almost completely alien to our own. You do best not to underestimate them on the account of their childlike looks, lest your face end up on a mess of Sylphs squiggling and chocobo scratches. Oh. Well, that's weird. Anyone else? Maybe there's someone outside. Oh, there's one. The quickest way to a quiver woman's heart may be through her stomach, but don't think about trying your foist your foodstuffs on a Sylph. They sustain themselves by simply bathing in the sun, or Sol told me once. Okay, so they're like plants. The Sylphs, inveterate tricksters and troublemakers, that's what they are. One day they're drawing normal faces on our mast, the next they're sending our young sentries falling to the bottom of the ravine. Tell them to stop and they'll laugh at you. Rolf claims they harbor no ill will, but I dare say such pranks are no laughing matter. They're pranksters. I want to talk to everyone. Oh, of course, of course. Hearing your stories, well, my stories have brought the memories flooding back to me. I feel like dancing. Yes, nothing brings people together quite like a little toe tapping. A Sylph told me long ago that dancing is a time-honored greeting among their kind. You do well to remember this. It just might help you in favor of our forest friends. So we'll dance into their hearts. Oh, still here, huh? Great. There's one more thing you should know about the Sylphs. They don't take kindly to guests who show up empty-handed. To earn their trust, you do well to bring along Drats. What was it again? And my wife Rosa and I were just speaking of this matter not days ago. Forgive me, friend. Speak to Rosa at the comb. Her memory should prove more reliable than my own. Alright, so to the wife it is. There she is. A peace offering for the Sylphs? Were it anyone else, I'd recommend a jar of honey, but I fear that wouldn't get you past our front doorstep, dear. No, their tastes run more to the unusual. Are you perchance familiar with milk root? That's what we call the root of that most fiendish seedkin, the ocho. When chewed, it exudes a cloudy liquid that is said to induce curious visions into the imbiber. You'd not catch me dead trying the stuff, but the Sylphs seem to really enjoy it to no end. I've not seen an Ochi around the comb for quite some time, but I did encounter a suspicious clump of grass the other day. Were you stimulating it somehow, with some of this amber syrup, for example, you might be surprised at what comes out. Good luck. So they're just hiding. Let's see what we can stimulate from this lump of grass. So we'll just add the honey. Oh, there it is. Bam. That got us something on the milk root. We'll just present this to roll. Ah, you're back. Was my wife able to direct you to a suitable offering? I think so. Milk root! But of course! Those sylphs quaff that cloudy stuff as quick as I do the flagon of mead. The effects are just about the same as well. Any road. A gift of milk root would have the sylphs calling you friend and brother at the moment they lay their eyes on it. Now, let me wrap that up for you. I'm starting to feel a bit woozy. Oh, that's not good. I've taken the liberty of wrapping your milk root well and good. This should keep it nice and fresh, not to mention spare you from that god-awful stench. The sylphs love the stuff, but me? I'd rather bury my nose in chocobo dung. I dare say the reek even rivals the breath of the Marlborough that put an end to my adventuring days. Ah, gross. But I can tell you that story another time. You've more important matters to attend to today, yes? The sylphs are an eccentric bunch, but I've shared their company enough to know that they're kind at heart. They'll not shine anyone whose intentions are true. May your parley be a fruitful one, friend. And do stop by on your return. There's a flagon of full flower mead with your name on it if you'd regale me with your adventuring tales. Alright, sounds like a good time. Ah, and before I forget, don't go trapezing off just yet. I'm Elaine here, would have a word with you. Travel in safety, friend. And do pass along my regards to the winged ones.